I'm going to need everyone to bear with me a minute. I'm going to need everyone to bear with me a minute to make sure that the live is working correctly. Okay, let me just see. Okay, today is September 14th at 1 a.m. in the morning, so it's just the 14th. I feel obligated to, actually driven, kind of asked by God, I guess. I really didn't want to make this video, but I kind of have to. So, what I want to say is that I had made some prophecy videos a while ago, and they're on the screen here. You can see them. And so just so you know, so this was uploaded, wherever it says in Rumble, I forget. But I made this video in February 22, and that was just before the war started in Ukraine, or just about when it was getting ready to start. And so I had made this video, and I'm going to play this video. I'm going to play a little faster, but the reason that I'm playing it is because I never give dates about things, and there's two dates that are sticking out, and some things are going on, and so it clearly pointed me to, I'm just going to say the vision, how it came to me. And sometimes they're very vague, and that's for a specific reason from God, I guess, because I'm not meant to understand fully. Okay, so two dates came to me, and one was 9/21, 2024 would be, and the other was 10/21, 30 days later. And I actually had to check to see if there was only 30 days in September, because those dates and 30 days came to me, and as they were 30 days apart, and I couldn't think, does September have 31 days or 30 days? And I had to go back and check the the calendar. What I saw was those dates, September 21, 2024, and October 21, 2024. If I said them wrong before, I'm sorry. And 30 days. There's an event going to happen, and actually I saw something about New York City, but that's all I know on that. But also an urgency to kind of warn everybody. I almost called my family that lives up in northern Jersey, right near New York City, like to tell them to get out of there, but a lot of my family is not on the same page as I am with things. In my predictions, a lot of them are actually, because some of them fact check me and they know. But at any rate, without further ado, I'm gonna play this video, and I want to make sure that it's happening. Okay, that it's playing.
I'm going to give some predictions now. I want you to fully understand that predictions can change, and these are the plans that the people who run this world have. Whether God lets them work out or not, God's showing me what they're trying to do or what they are doing. It can change. He changed it with Jonah. With Nineveh, he didn't. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, he didn't destroy the city after he told Jonah to go in and preach that he would. God can change his mind, and God did give Sodom and Gomorrah a chance to find 10 good people, and he wouldn't have destroyed it. So we're actually in that same kind of boat right now. People are not turning back to God. So in quick and simple, so you don't have to listen to me too, I would look at the Fatima prophecies, the third secret of Fatima. You can find old Art Bell 1998 videos of Father Malachi Martin, which will tell you that World War III is going to start in Kiev with Russia. So Fatima is very connected to Russia, and the punishments will come out from that area in salvation, which we have the punishments in salvation. The other apparition in Catholic, so if you don't like apparitions, I don't know what to tell you. But the other one would be Lipa in the Philippines. It's a Carmelite monastery. That apparition of the Virgin Mary there is also, although it's not approved by the church, it is very important in today's world for today. A very important message. Lipa is to China as Fatima is to Russia. So let's talk about some things that I see that are going to happen. All right, this is a possibility, and I don't know. Okay, this is my vision. I smell a nuclear detonation. Nuclear was spelled wrong to me in the vision. It was spelled NUCLAR, so I left out the E, kind of. And smell, I think, has something to do with location or something I don't really understand. But it was not a missile, it was a detonation. Shortly after, a month or so after I had that vision, Russia took over Chernobyl. And I thought, oh, we're going to blow up Chernobyl and blame it on Russia, which hasn't happened, but doesn't mean it can't happen. By the way, I looked at the word Chernobyl and it means wormwood, which is pretty interesting in itself. So at any rate, I would say maybe smell is by the sea. There's another nuke plant over there, but it doesn't have to be Ukraine. I see a nuclear plant. I think a nuclear plant. I see a detonation of a nuke and the war escalating nuclear after that, blame and whatnot. Okay, the Vatican will fall. The doors are open, which is actually the year of the open door, which is kind of interesting in itself, because I saw the gates open, they let them in. And they sacked the Vatican. I'm going to use the word, that's the word that came to be sacked. And also that there was great turmoil in Italy, a civil war, and Rome was in chaos, total chaos when this happened. They saw a black flag on the top of the Vatican, although the Fatima prophecy says the Russian flag, which is red. But I saw a black flag on there, and it leaned towards Islam. They take the chair of Peter out and hold it up as a trophy, symbol of their victory over Christianity and the Catholic Church. And they also take the Eucharist out of the church. I don't think there'll be any more masses there after that for Catholics, at least not the Catholic mass. Okay, what else do I see? And then I can tell you. I don't want to tell you the priest's name that I talked to, but he's an expert on Fatima, and he confirmed a lot of my prophecies. I don't read a lot of prophecy, by the way. I did look at some Fatima stuff, and after Lipa was introduced to me, I looked at a couple of things to do with Lipa, but not really seriously into the messages or anything. Part of it is stuff that I see. So how it happens to me with God is sometimes when I'm praying, or I could be just on watching a YouTube video or chatting with somebody or watching a movie. What will happen is I'll get a picture or a knowing, and I don't get an entity speaking to me. I don't have Jesus appearing or the Virgin Mary or Saint Michael the Archangel, but I feel that it's from God. And I've kind of confirmed that in a lot of different ways, although I know the devil can be deceiving. But I have nothing that's against Bible revelation or anything against Christian teaching. So I'm trying to use discernment and confirmations, and this is why I came on to do this now. I also see Joe Biden dying in office in his sleep, mysterious death, and Harris being removed from office before that. Also, they're going to replace Harris with a person with military or from the military, and that person will become President Biden passes away for a short. The United States will fall.
Okay, so in there, that video kind of chopped up. That was like the third attempt actually on that video, and I kept getting to that point and it kept chopping up. So what I'm going to do now is just want to make sure I'm on Streamyard yet live, and so what I'm going to do now is I made a continuation of that video. So I'm going to share a different tab there, and I'm going to play. This should be from the continuation of where am I? This one. I'm sorry. A little technical. Wait a minute. Hold on. Which one am I on? I can't tell which one I'm on Streamyard because they don't. Is this the one I was just listening to? That's where that is. They're both in the same spot. Predictions on what's coming in the future. Events. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm like really a little slow sometimes with technical stuff. And I never used to be. So we're just doing this thing here. I'm going to view this tab. Okay, and so now that this tab is viewed, I'm going to play it.
I hope everyone can hear me here. Okay, so this one, I started talking about what I see in the United States. It's Biden dying in office in his sleep, a mysterious death. I see Harris was being removed before that and being replaced by a military person, military background or in the military. So not really sure how that occurs. But he will become the president for a short time. We will, so far, unless things change, go into the Third World War on a nuclear exchange with Russia. The United States will fall and surrender. We will become the North American Union. It'll be a short war, 6 months, a year maybe. That stuff can be verified actually with the Fatima prophecy about the war. And I'm telling you, the revelation is the man who takes it. I talked about Obama. Obama is a demonically possessed man. It's like a chameleon. You know, like or some creatures even in the ocean. They change how they look to be more appealing, and so that prey comes up to them and they can grab it and snatch it. Well, Obama and the leaders of this world, which we call Illuminati or globalists, those people who are controlled by some demonic entities, are just, they're not good people. You can see. I mean, have you ever met an honest politician? There are none. There are some who are somewhat honest, but Obama, he is destined on the evil side to become the leader of the New World Order, although they won't call it the New World Order. I can't really see the name. But he is described in the Bible as the man of perdition, not the 666 Antichrist man. I have different views on that, which I'm not going to go into today. Obama's demon's name that possesses him is called Beelzebub. He's a high-ranking demon, and he is going to be the front man for the New World Order people. And I see 2 billion people dead in the next 2 years, and a new virus coming this year to us, more deadly than the other one that we just are going through or been through. I'm going to try and just listen for a second. I'm just going to put this on pause. I want to see what else they covered up in my, chopped my voice up in the other video. So I'm going to listen to it for a second, just to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Also, I can pass this away for a short. The United States, I see 2 dead in 2 years. One's misguiding him. He's in a ultra state of as well. Okay, that was about a part about Putin. There's someone in Putin's ear, is how I heard the vision. Someone is guiding him, and his mind is not as clear as it once was in direction. I also see an attempt on his life. Something's wrong there, and I would be very concerned with who they replace him with, as well as who they replace as president in the United States at this time. I would pray that the people, and they know they're possessed, that they would have the courage and pray and turn back to God and leave office. In the end, we're going to be responsible when we pass on from this life for everything that we have done. So those who bear good fruit have a different destiny after death than those who bear bad fruit. And self-justification for material things doesn't work. I just wanted to add a couple of things, but let me listen to make sure there's nothing else I left out of there. Because what I tell you is basically what comes to me to tell you, because I can't tell you certain things. So hold on one second and let me just see, because my memory is not all that good on what I said before. It's really about Biden's replacement. The man of perdition, talking about who has and he's a more dangerous man than this. Well, one was the election in the Dominion. We got mercy on us. Okay, I don't know. I was skipping through there because I know what I said. So here's the thing. God, well, okay, I gave some, maybe I'll get some people to post in here that know some of the things I said that came true. First of all, on the C virus from January of 2020, I had visions and predictions of everything that was going to happen, even to the point of the mask mandate being eliminated in the spring of this year and the involvement of children with the vaccines. And I shouldn't have said that word. I apologize for using the jab word. It doesn't matter if you got the jab or you didn't. Their plan was to get everyone to have that spike protein in their body. And so the way, besides spraying us, which they do, and placing it in certain areas, which is why they left the big stores open when you were in contact with more people. The bottom line is that there's a reason that they wanted everyone to have the spike protein in them. There's another pandemic coming. It's a different virus or different disease, and it's much more deadly. And I could quote Bill Gates as saying they didn't pay attention to the first one. They're going to pay attention to the next pandemic. He also is a demonically controlled person. I'm not telling you anything you don't know if you have any insight whatsoever. People need to go back to God. And Jesus gave us 2 commandments. One is to worship God and not to worship any other gods. I mean, I'm just paraphrasing quickly. And the other is to love one another as I have loved you. And he's referring to as he loved you, not as you love each other. So not the golden rule, treat others as they treat you. It's love others more than you love yourself, which is what Jesus did. He has perfect love. We're incapable of perfect love. We are to give our lives for other people. In other words, and I gave this example to someone that's close to me. If every army soldier refused to pull the trigger or shoot the rocket or missile or detonate a bomb, there would be no war. If every criminal decided that that person is more worthy than me they would never steal from them. If everyone thought that way, there would be no crime. There would be love in the world. It would be perfect. But we can't seem to attain that. And we're not going to, which is why because God keeps telling us and we're not listening. He's given us examples. In the Jonah story, just I want to touch back on that really quickly. Jonah didn't like the people of, I'm going to pronounce it Nivea, or Navina, whatever you want, however you want to, I don't know. He wanted God to destroy there. And but because he didn't, he was kind of angry. But after spending 3 days, God was like, "Will not leave him alone with it." Threw him in the belly of the whale. He's like, "Okay, listen, I'll go do that." So he figured, I'm going to do what God tells me. And he goes there and he tells him God's going to destroy the city. But they put on sackcloth and they worship God. Even put sackcloth on the animals, which is kind of funny. And they fasted and they prayed and they asked for forgiveness. So God spared them. Jonah, on the other hand, when he left, he was feeling miserable and he was sad. He was like, "Hey, they're like people laughing at me, calling me a false prophet because it didn't come true. I don't like those people. You should destroy them, God." And you didn't do it. And even maybe sitting under the shade of the tree that God gave him, God took that away from him. And Jonah got really angry then and went away. And you don't hear anything else about Jonah. The point of that story is you cannot judge a prophet or a person who has visions or revelation by what comes true and what doesn't come true, because there's an out for all of this. And if you listen to the third secret of Fatima, it's the conversion. People need to become like Christ. Follow the first 2 commandments, the 2 new commandments Jesus gave you, and really follow them. And fast and pray and really repent. Stop doing what you're doing. You're part of this beast system. It's a Freemasonry beast system. Did you ever wonder why, and if you're a Freemason, why almost all the senators and congressmen and chiefs of police and state troopers are all in Freemasonry? And what is it teaching you? They killed Don Quixote. Don Quixote went around doing good for no apparent reward or reason. Freemasonry teaches do good for this whole, for society, meaning their society, what they believe. If you're doing something that they don't want you to do, you get the Don Quixote treatment. In other words, if you're just helping people for no profit to them, to their agenda, they will destroy you. My life has been destroyed. That's why I only have 10 views on the other video and why they censored it, just in case someone catches on. I have to be very careful about what I say. So I'm trying to just ease in there and get a little bit of information out to you. God bless everyone. And remember to love your neighbor as Jesus has loved you. Love is the answer to stop this worshiping God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, and his Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary, and suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He died for us to become better, to show us the way, for us to bear good fruit. So judge a prophet on the fruit that he bears, not on his predictions or his visions. Remember, Fatima has the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. There is a way out. End of broadcast. God bless. Please use discernment with anything I say. For YouTube, those are my opinions on what I think. I'm just putting like a disclaimer in here, but really, really pray on what I say. And if you find fault and error in what I say, please, please, please point it out to me. God bless and may God have mercy on all of us. May he protect you all and your family.
Okay, now this is me live. All right, those are the 2 videos. So, I talked basically about World War III, and I kind of played them a little quicker than I usually, at a quicker speed than I generally speak. But I want you to really pay attention to because the time is really close, is how I feel it. And so I'm using the word feel it because I don't know. And I'm kind of suspect about the dates a little bit because I don't get dates generally unless they mean something else other than the specific date. But as I'm watching what's going on in the world, and I can tell you some other things. They don't want the election they're scrambling on how to stop Trump, which is just, everyone knows that. It's not special revelation in a sense, I am an intuitive person, and so I'm good at figuring things out anyway. But those videos, just so you know, were made originally was made for YouTube from Streamyard on February 22nd and 2022, and that was right before Russia and Ukraine started the war. I also mentioned that the world in some other prophecy videos that it'll be in 3 places, which was in Kiev in Russia with NATO forces and European. Also China will take the advantage of that and take Taiwan and move through westward and east when Japan's in trouble, and westward through Eastern Asia, part of it. And then you have the Middle East with Israel and Iran and that escalating. So you have 3 world wars in 3 places. There will be nuclear exchanges, and there will be pandemics. And in the United States, I have a video out there on which is also coming to fruition too, on where it's called the immigration theory on my Rumble channel. And it's, you can see that that's heading in that direction. And sadly, it's kind of the way these elite demons can, take over countries and change things around. And we did it to the American Indians. We came over, hey, how you doing? And we took their land and then killed their people and took some more land and then said, hey, and then they were giving people free transportation over here. And they created the colonies and, started stealing the resources. And then that's where we are today. And then they did the same thing. I'm just going to use two examples. I mean, it's a lot of examples, but because this one's prevalent today, is in Palestine, and they started moving Jewish people over there. It would be the Zionists and the cabal, and to give them their homeland, which in the Bible it says God will bring you back, not Rothschilds and England and the UN, but that's beside the point. What they did was they started moving them over there, and they started with some, the British trained some soldiers, terrorists, and they started terrorizing and taking over villages and terrorizing the Palestinians. And then in 1948, when they had about close to 500,000 Jews over there with free food, free medical, free land, free transportation there, then free schooling, free everything. Then they started attacking the people. And in 1948, the population there went from 1.3 million Arabs to 56,000 by the end of 48. And Israel took much more land than what the UN had allotted them, and then continually done that, and then called the Palestinians the terrorists and animals for trying to take their land back. England and the UN had no right to give that land to the Zionists, and used the Jewish people as cannon fodder, which is what they are now, because now a lot of Jewish people will be harmed in this conflict. Same thing as we had no right to take this land from the indigenous Indians, American Indians, and especially the way we did it. I mean, they could have just moved Jewish people over there peacefully and whatever, but they didn't do that. See, if God wanted it to happen, he wouldn't have to murder all these people to do that and make these wars, endless wars that we have now. So it was the dates that made me come on and do this video. That's 9/21/2024 and 10/21/2024. And if you heard, I did say quite a lot of people will be dying in the next couple of years. And so basically, that's what I wanted to say. I'm at 23 minutes. I do not like to keep the videos longer. I know a lot of people don't listen to me because I'm censored and user brainwashed. If you don't see 50,000 followers, which those, by the way, every person that you listen to on the internet who's an influencer or whatever you want to call them, with and you have to see 20,000 people watching them live, that's on purpose. You're being led and you're not seeing it. You should actually read the Bible more and go to church more and be more giving of a person. Follow Jesus the way he was, what he did, how he acted, helping other people, doing good things. And now, unfortunately, we're going to be in the position of having to protect ourselves and save ourselves. And every time this happens in the world, the good people run. They're not standing up now. And especially in America, you're going to watch the immigration situation turn into turmoil and street fighting and taking over of complete cities. And you're going to wonder what's going on in fear for your lives. And they're creating a great division. Even they have the division they created between the Christians with the Protestants and the Catholics. They've done that for many many years, 500 years. You know, stay grounded, but remember that the internet is leading you. You don't have to believe anything I say. You can check my stuff out. You can look at my videos on my Rumble channel. YouTube's like poof, they really got me censored. And Facebook, I don't even waste my time. I'm banned from Twitter. I got banned the day after Trump left office in 21 with about probably 10,000 other people. They don't want you to hear what I have to say at all. And I'm not saying you heard me talking. I'm not saying anything against anyone. It's not even, if you're going to try and say that my statements on Zionism are anti-Semite statements, you're wrong. I'm worried about the Jewish people because those are just families and innocent people who are being led and into the wrong thing. But the same thing is happening in America, and they've divided us into the left and the right and whatever. Oh my God. So please, everyone, I'm praying for you, but everyone needs to pray. They need to do what Nivea did. Otherwise, we get Sodom and Gomorrah. And I want you to fully understand that. And it's very, very close now. That's why I came back on and just redid this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to download it in and I'm going to upload it to to Rumble, where it can be watched on Rumble because I never get many live views on anything, and that's because of the censorship. If you can believe, I watch people with like showing a kitten jumping off a couch get 2 million views. I mean, seriously. Nothing I'm saying is harmful. That I have got like no views. I get like 2 people coming in and a live, 1 going in and out. Come on, it's like totally ridiculous. You can't have a channel for 2.5 years and not even get comments or anything. It's just totally, it's all fixed. If you're watching the internet, you're being controlled. If it's not mainstream media, you're now being controlled by internet influencers who are being paid to control you. They're getting paid to put forth, and they're getting their information. Even big name people, I can, some of them I've spoken to, but big name people, big followings, the largest followings on Rumble. Yeah, they're getting information from inside information, whether they're oblivious to it or complicit. I don't know. Anyway, God bless. May the peace of Jesus be with you all and protect your families. God bless.